is in Genesis that we read of Cain and Abel. We often view this as the first murder, and it was. But is there more to this event than meets the eye? This is the Gospel in Genesis. Genesis 4, 1 through 8. And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived, and bare Cain, and said, I have gotten a man from the Lord. And she again bare his brother Abel. And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel he also brought of the firstlings of his flock, and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass, when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. After reading this, our first question should be, why did Cain kill Abel? The answer is obvious. Cain was jealous of God accepting Abel's offering and rejecting his. That brings us to our next question. Why did God not have respect for Cain's offering? If we look back one chapter in our Bibles, we can begin to understand. Genesis 3:17 through 19. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, Thou shalt not eat of it. Cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Thorns also and thistles shall it bring forth to thee. And thou shalt eat the herb of the field. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground, for out of it wast thou taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust thou shalt return. As we can now plainly see, God had cursed the ground, its fruit, and mankind to labor or work for his sustenance. Cain had brought the Lord an offering from something he had cursed. Cain had brought God an offering of his own works. This leads us to our next question. Why did God favor Abel's offering? We can see from the text that Abel brought the Lord an offering from his flock, a lamb. Abel's offering was not from something cursed, but was a sacrifice. Each offering represents the two distinct paths that any one of us could be on. Matthew 7:13 through 14. Enter ye in at the strait gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereat. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. You see, there are only two choices, two options. There's our way or God's way. John 14:6. Jesus saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. My friends, Abel's sacrificial offering represented the sacrifice Jesus Christ would make on the cross for the payment of our sins, while Cain's offering from the cursed ground represented self-righteousness or a works-based salvation. Galatians 3:10 through 13. For as many as are of the works of the law are under the curse. For it is written, Cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law to do them. But that no man is justified by the law in the sight of God it is evident, for the just shall live by faith. And the law is not of faith, but the man that doeth them shall live in them. Christ hath redeemed us from the curse of the law, being made a curse for us. For it is written, Cursed is everyone that hangeth on a tree. Working for what we eat. Was that not the primary curse when God cursed the ground? Genesis 3:19. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground, for out of it wast thou taken. For dust thou art, and unto dust shalt thou return. John 6:35. And Jesus said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger, and he that believeth on me shall never thirst. Do you see? These are the two options. Work for it yourself, or receive it from Jesus. As we can see, God did not accept Cain's offering. It misrepresented the sacrifice Jesus would make for all mankind. Therefore, Cain's offering was of his own works, and was not accepted by God. Abel's offering was in the form of a sacrificial lamb, innocent and without blemish, prophetically foreshadowing what Jesus Christ would do, in a book that is believed to be written around 1400 years before Jesus came to be the sacrifice for the world. Cain's offering represents the law, or our own good works for salvation. Cain came first, the law came first. Abel came after. Grace and faith came through Jesus after the law. Cain's offering was not accepted by God because it was from the curse. Those that are under the law are under the curse. We are either under the law or under grace through faith in Jesus Christ. Romans 2:5-6. But after thy hardness and impenitent heart treasurest up unto thyself wrath against the day of wrath and revelation of the righteous judgment of God, who will render to every man according to his deeds. Romans 6:14. For sin shall not have dominion over you, for ye are not under the law, but under grace. Romans 7:5-6. For when we were in the flesh, the motions of sins, which were by the law, did work in our members to bring forth fruit unto death. But now we are delivered from the law, that being dead wherein we were held, that we should serve in newness of spirit, and not in the oldness of the letter. Acts 15:10. Now therefore why tempt ye God, to put a yoke upon the neck of the disciples, which neither our fathers nor we were able to bear? Matthew 11:28-29. Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy, and my burden is light. My friends, you are either under the law, which God will judge all men by, or under Jesus' sacrifice. Are you still bringing God your offering from the curse, from the law, or your own works and deeds? Or are you coming to God under the sacrifice He provided through Jesus Christ? Which path will you choose?